Just finished 48 hours on the Guy Syndicate, and I can't tell you how good it is to be back in the bivvy. Welcome to the Journeyman's Tales. Well, on arrival it's obviously quite busy here, and I went for a walk around Yeoman's, and that was more or less chock-a-block. There was quite a few on Gaunt, but only sort of, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 on Unity, and I was quite pleased to see that the little bay swim next top by the car park was empty, and I've had fish from here before, and there was a nice wind pushing into this direction, and it was due to be getting bigger. I think tomorrow night the wind's supposed to be picking up. So I thought this will do, and I'd seen some fish bubbling in the corner. So I spent about an hour leading around trying to find some spots, because it's incredibly weedy for some reason. Normally when I fished it, I fish in the silt just off the marginal drop off of the far reed bed, but there was more or less weed fairly close to the surface. You couldn't see it on the surface, but it was fairly close to the surface. But I managed to find something, a small spot out in front of me, not particularly far, only about 8.5 wraps or something. But I wanted to find something more into the bay towards where they'd been bubbling. They were bubbling, I don't know, a fair bit off to my left, and I didn't really want to go in fishing that corner too hard, because it was bit of a suicide spot really. I'd have difficulty getting them back out. So I managed to find something that felt a bit free of the weed. It certainly wasn't up at the top, and I put the deeper pro over the top of it, which just revealed it had just this side in between really 2 banks of weed, and it was quite low lying weed, so that was acceptable. Now I was going to fish my usual rotary rigs. And what we're doing in this instance is moving the bead up from the lead, so that gives the bait room to travel up, to drop. Now, I wouldn't use a stiff rig normally, but I'd seen Danny Fairbrass doing it, so I thought I'd give it a go. And it's not the boom stuff that he uses, it's a stiff fluorocarbon combi rig, multi-combi rig, and I've done a video on how to tie this. So I thought I'd give this a crack. It seems to work for him, so there we are. And I've topped that off with a Probate UK squid and orange pop-up boilie. And we'll see how it goes. One of the rods has got my normal wafter on it, and we'll see what sort of reaction we get from that. But that's the opening gambit, and we'll assess it as time goes on. Almost 5 in the morning, 21 pound, 8 ounces, great start. And that was on Probate squid pink pop-up. Happy days. Right, let's get her back and get some more bait out. Oh, would you believe it? Don't know if you can see that marked in, but that's another squid special. Right, much the same Spod mix as I was using the blackthorn fishery, but this time there's a load of crushed nuts in there, got 15 millers there. There's some chops in there, there's some dumbbells in there, corn, but I've got crushed up, it's 90% crushed up tigers. There's a couple of whole tigers in there, but most of them are crushed up tigers. Quite a bit gone in, I suppose, for me anyway. Well, if you're wondering why my Spomb's got a bright red arse, so I can see it easier in the water. If I want to stick baits out over the top of it and put a load of Spomb out like I was at Blackthorn. And yes, you could probably use a white one, but I haven't got a white one. I've got 2 black ones, and that's the result. And it works lovely. I'm not fishing my normal slack lines in this particular swim because of the weeds, and I've taken off the flying back leads. I'm not fishing them overly tight, but much tighter than I normally do. And I'm fishing on short drops on the bobbin, so the fish hasn't got to move far before he's feeling a solid resistance. And I've done up the bait runner, so it's hard work for them to actually get some line off. I'm not going to tighten them up solid because I need to be able to shoot out of bed and get to the rod fairly quickly, and I'm not as nimble as I used to be. So there's a little bit of give there for them, but by keeping it fairly tight, they come up onto the surface and don't dive into the big beds of weed out there, which makes them a little bit easier to get back in. Anyway, that's the theory, and it seems to be working at the moment. There's a huge amount of weed out there. It was up on the top just now. What I don't want it to do is kite into the left, particularly. It's just kind of skimming from one weed bed to the other. Just going to try and keep it out of that tree now. Thought we'd done. Yeah. Come on now. +4 Wednesday afternoon. Ooh. Still very lively. 22 pound 11 ounces. Yeah, incredibly lively piece of kit. And we'll slip her back. There we go. £23, 5 ounces on the squid and orange pink pop up. Excellent. And the rain stopped for the moment. Let's turn around. There. How about that? We'll get her back now. There we go. Look at that. Not the biggest, but certainly the prettiest one so far. Well, that's me done. I'm all packed, ready to go. Just hoping that a 3-hour drive doesn't turn into a 4.5-hour drive like it did on the way here. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers for now.